YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We have something new for you today. It is a coaxial flybarred helicopter that has some bent wings. Packaging delight. We'll show you exactly how that came to pass in our unbox, which will follow after the flight. We got sick and tired of waiting for this charge, so we're gonna turn it on right now, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. With the provided transmitter, 4 AAAs have to be provided by you. We already put ours in. There is a power switch right here. We're gonna turn that on. Oh yeah, don't stare into the laser beams.
Oh, that's what they meant.
Yeah, we were reading the safety instructions. Okay, so down and up, and then down. Evidently arms it. There's one touch takeoff. Let's see if it takes off high enough to hit that thing. You guys ready?
Okay.
Throwing caution to the wind. Ooh. Ooh, it's almost exactly the perfect height.
Exactly right.
Okay, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, so far I gotta say, that thing is holding its position nicely considering it has some bent wings. Okay, there are trimmers right here and right here. Let's do one touch landing. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. The barometer function actually works and does something. Okay, now you can also press this stick and go up. Okay, speed it up and then go up. It does the same function, it appears. Now there is no yaw control on this mode 2 transmitter, but when you use this stick, because it flies kind of like a 3-channel, it does yaw. Okay, then this brings you back and this brings you forward. This is totally a camera crew flyer. You know why? Hold on, let's see if we can get a thumbnail here. This is the sort of thing that will be super easy to fly. And I gotta say, it actually looks pretty sick in the air. Should I give them the finger test?
Well, maybe do it above the counter so it doesn't fall so far.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Just remember, guys, don't fly this over crowds of more than 12 people.
Yeah.
Says the instruction manual.
11 is fine.
I actually have to say, the painted wingtips look really good on this. And in terms of the forward flight performance, that's pretty dang good. We have seen really, oh, I love that. So can I do it?
Yeah.
Ow. I
Did
lived.
you survive?
I lived.
Good.
Show them the carnage.
That's terrible.
This is part of the reason why we want you guys to see this, because these helicopters, now I don't suggest that you intentionally hit your helicopter blades while flying, but I will tell you this, I've never cut the lead of an active battery on this channel with scissors.
What's that to do with touching the blades?
If you don't know, you don't know.
I know.
So here we go, guys. So look at this, amazing, good control authority. Actually I could fly under that faucet. Let's fly under the faucet.
Okay.
And this is gonna be a relatively tight maneuver. I really want to use the yaw controls. It's freaking me out having to use the yaw controls on the other stick, like a 3-channel helicopter or a 3-channel airplane. But even with that tall rotor system, watch this, when I get over, whoa, this is bouncing.
Is the barometer getting confused? That's not you?
It's got hydros. It's ridiculous. It didn't crash. So it must have a downward facing sensor. Let's grab it and find out. I can't tell. Oh yeah, there it is, guys. Look, that's your sensor. It sensed a crash. No, there.
Oh.
Yep, so basically that thing is, wait, no, I take it back. Where is that sensor? There's gotta be a downward facing sensor somewhere, or maybe it is just a barometric control. Could be on the sides. Nope, it's not on the sides. Let's take back off. One touch. Yes, do it. Oh yeah, look at that, pretty sweet. Okay, so
it
now,
didn't jump that time.
Uh-oh. You know why? Because it's dead.
Oh.
Now I should have been patient and let the thing charge.
Did we full disclosure that battery was not charged?
We did not fully charge this battery.
We did not.
It is a 150 milliamp hour 1S pack, okay? So it's very small and it is embedded in the bottom of this. So if you were to undo this, then I don't believe there's like a quick disconnect, but we can check real quick. They did not provide a screwdriver. So I'm using my own Chinese screwdriver from another product. You're fine there, just stay where you are. Okay, so we're gonna undo this. We're gonna see if we can actually, oh geez, it's one of these. Can you scooch back, please? There you go. You're blocking my light. Okay, here it is. Okay, see that? Sometimes those screw tips. Oh, it is actually removable. That is so cool. We didn't know that until now. So check this out, guys. No soup for you. I'm not even gonna turn off your power. I'm just gonna unplug you. And guess what I'm gonna do?
Use a better charger.
I'm gonna use a better charger because the provided charger sucks.
It does work.
Look, it works, but
Yeah.
look, this is the thing. It's got a red light that turns on and it's got a quality control. No, you cannot charge it this way, okay? Just to be clear. But, you know what you can do? Verify that the polarity is right. I'm gonna use this charger because this charger is what we use when we're flying airplanes and going crazy with like 4 or 5 little airplanes. Let's see if the polarity is right, okay? This little tab needs to go up, okay? So it's gonna go up. I believe it goes, wait, do I have it backward? Oh gosh, I'm struggling to tell. Oh, sorry guys, I had it backward. My apologies, folks. Look at that. That tab goes down because there's 2 rails and it's just kind of hard to tell on some of these packs. This is an ultra micro. This is a 1 micro pH connector, I believe. Oh no, is it smaller?
I think it's smaller.
It might even be smaller. Son of a biscuit lover. I thought it was a micro pH. You know what's funny? I'm gonna unplug this thing from the wall. I think this is a micro pH. No, it's smaller than micro pH.
Wow.
Son of a biscuit lover.
Ultra micro pH. Then that means we don't have any batteries that would match, right?
It means we probably don't. But we have this other style charger. But yeah, those are all micro pH connectors. Guys, if you don't know, micro pH is one of the smallest ones that we usually work with.
Yeah.
And so that means that I was just hoping I could grab another battery and stuff it into that heli and see how it goes. But I guess we're stuck using the crappy provided charger. Here's the good news about the crappy provided charger. It comes with a very cheap helicopter and the thing flew good. So we may end up having to pause and charge and come back. All right, so I felt like I left you somewhat abandoned by not showing this. Since I thought that was a micro pH connector, I feel like a jerk. So I plug that in, and the first thing that happens is it starts flashing because I have the power switch on, okay? So if you take out your battery, just keep in mind that that's your charging port there, and then over here's your power. So I'm gonna shut the power off. They say to shut off the transmitter first. I have no clue why. I think that's because that's the only way to guarantee it's not gonna try to like take off, okay? This has a spring-loaded center return collective control, or throttle, if you will. Okay, so these go in to the back, and then it rocks down on top. Just make sure you don't pinch your cables. Nobody wants to get their cable pinched. And then if you just turn the screw, this thing is so rinky-dink thin, but that's what you expect from very light-duty helicopters, like an Apache.
Right.
Not made of titanium or anything. Okay, so now watch what happens when I go to plug this in, guys. We'll show our unbox portion of the video next. So it clearly shuts off the light when you've made good contact, and then you cautiously sit there like this.
For an hour, till the light comes back on.
Okay, we'll be back. I think it's done. Look, right there. It's red. Cautiously optimistic that this is gonna be the best experience of my life. We're gonna fly this thing right now. Again, technically, we were patient and waited for it to charge this time.
You were.
So turn on the power, lay it down, okay? Super hard process. Turn on the transmitter. In that order, I know it seems kind of stupid. Down, up, down, okay? Press the button, takes off. Look at this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, there it is. Now I can bring it down just a little bit with this stick. And I've already wounded myself on this, so I don't need to prove that again, do I?
No.
Okay, so this is so easy. That little helicopter is just fantastic. And I love the fact that we actually get some bright LEDs. Okay, gotta say something. We have a lot of awesome helicopters. Most of them don't have LEDs. And even though those LEDs are completely improperly placed, I do like a good pair of lights because it will actually make it so you can fly. Now you can also just hold one stick and actually control this thing. And that's what's really nice. So you can go over and do an inspection on your weeds that you pulled out of your pond. Look at this, watch this. Here we go, let's do an inspection on the weeds. Yes, they're weeds, very good. And the controls are, it holds its position altitude-wise very good. So that is definitely something to write home about. I love the yellow tips. Looks so good. I hope you guys can see that. Very neat. Now let's land this thing. I'm gonna show you 2 ways to land. Bring it over a surface, okay? And then you can press this button, it'll land. Okay? Now, we're gonna have a new pilot. You ready? Come here. Just to show you that a kid can do it. Okay, you ready, kid? You're gonna press this button to take off, or you can hold that up to take off. Go ahead, do it. Don't worry about it going up, it won't hit. Okay, now just relax, fly it forward. Just use that right stick. And so this is one of our mini-me's, and he loves flying these little helicopters. Now bring it right here and just hover it right in front of you, carefully, okay? Don't make me wound myself again. He didn't see it.
He didn't.
So bring it forward, and we have to let the camera crew fly. So how about this? Fly it over here and land it on the table, right here. That's where I want it to land. This is the landing zone.
And he's never flown this before.
He's never flown. This is his
came
first
upstairs
time.
and saw it and wanted to fly.
So just to show you how easy it is, now, you can also press and hold that stick on the left side up to take off. Try that. Okay, now you can let off. Pretty cool. Now fly around this, do a quick circuit around the room. So you can mix your controls, you can give left and right, and you can do pretty much just like you're flying any other helicopter or airplane. There you go, good job. Pretty cool, right? Do you like flying it?
Yeah.
Is it fun? Can you land it in my hand?
Maybe.
Hit land. Okay, so evidently it doesn't like landing in my hand. Okay, so now the real test of endurance.
Oh, I thought we were gonna let him be the camera crew.
No, we're not. Good job. You can play with that off camera.
The real
Okay.
test of endurance
camera
is
crew.
whether or not I can do it or
The camera
not.
crew. Can you actually run it? The question of the day.
I really don't have
here
to
it
be
goes.
worried?
Woo-wee. Just bring it down a little bit there, camera crew. If you notice terrible camera work, it's because Brian is filming now.
Yes.
Bring it over in front of yourself. Thumbnail opportunity.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Just use the one stick like you're just leaning
I
the
know, it's
helicopter.
just weird to not like...
That is so cool. I love being able to get close to them like this. And it's so easy, but I love the yellow on the blades, the blade tips. It's so much fun.
I just struggle with orientation, which is something
Just
our
bring it toward
kid
yourself,
does
and
not.
if it hits you, then you'll have to take one for the team.
Okay. Done that before.
So as you can see, this little tail rotor is actually going to change the pitch of the aircraft, and that is how it works. And then these two blades change their speed, and that's how it does its tipping to make the other maneuvers, and the yaw effect actually. The differential in speed from the top and the bottom.
I want it to like tip. I want it to tip when I go right and left, and it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Spins right and left.
It
So
doesn't.
that's why my brain is
You don't get that.
even more confused than it normally is when I do this.
You don't need to be confused. Bring it back to the island and land, camera crew. See if you can bring survivors home. Okay, bring it down. Yes.
How do I get it over the island? There we
Turn
go.
the tail, point it where you want. Now press the stick forward. Now let it down, all the way down. Yes. Good job.
I did it.
Everybody
lived.
It's amazing. Okay, now full disclosure. We obviously, okay, I'm gonna take off and fly some more because I want to. So this thing, you press up and then you press up again, okay?
And it kind of just jumps like.
Yeah. And so the thing that's weird about this is you don't yaw with your left stick. On a mode 2 helicopter, you would typically have yaw authority here, and then you would have the collective that would take you up or down.
Yeah.
Then this instead yaws you, which is like a 3-channel airplane, which is ironic because like I said, we just did the Champ the other day, which is a historically nostalgic, amazing little fun EPS model from Horizon. And it was one of the models that would have been out about the time that I was learning to fly, but it was just before my time. So I started with the Sport Cub S UMX, which was just after the Champ. And it was one of the first equipped with SAFE, sensor assisted flight envelope. This has all the makings of an amazing product if you want to have fun and have low consequence flying with a helicopter, okay? You're not going to do that with virtually any of those GPS heli drones. because they're too big and they're a heck of a lot more expensive. This, as much as it has issues, and it was damaged in packing, so you'll see that in the unbox part.
Yep.
It was squished. That's why my wings are all bent down. I'm gonna tell you what, as cheap as it is, it's probably worth it because those wings could be fixed. I could take some hot water to them. I bet they would straighten right out.
Well, and
or bend.
this is one of the few helicopters that we would immediately hand to a kid and say, here, fly this in the house.
Yeah, that's right. And guys, if you don't know what you're doing, it's not hard to fly these things.
No,
it really
it's not.
isn't.
If I can fly it,
If she
anybody
can fly it,
it.
and by the way, I gotta say, the altitude change from there to there usually bogs a helicopter down. Look at that. It is doing
really doesn't.
great. That is unusually good responsiveness. You see the bounce? Crazy, really well done.
I'm actually pretty impressed.
I am too. Honestly, we were kind of beating up on it in our unbox saying, you know, how much it got damaged on the wings and stuff. But look at that. If you can fly in the kitchen sink,
Oh no.
and then you'll notice that it's not destroyed. I wanted to crash it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I did it on accident there. Let's see just how bad the damage was. Watch this. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about, guys. If you have kids and you want to get something like this for them to play with, you can do it with some level of confidence and not have to worry about, hey, is this thing going to be like a 5-minute wonder? And the truth is, you probably, oh yeah, your cats will love it too. Where's the cat?
She's on the couch.
She's on the couch. Is she pissed off?
Yeah, she is now.
I'm coming for you. If you can't annoy your cats, then why do they get to wake you up all night? Come on, cat, attack me. So yes, we have literally reviewed remote controlled birds in this house, okay? So little Apaches always on the bucket list. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC and you don't know what we do here, we take you out of the chair, we put you in the air, at least figuratively, because we are doing radio controlled most of the time, but sometimes it's full scale.
You could fly this from the chair.
You could fly
You wouldn't
this
even
from the
have to
chair.
get out of the chair.
You could be in the chair and in the air, which is pretty amazing. So in fact, we'll demonstrate that right now. Here's a chair. I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna keep flying. Amazing! Yes, you can actually fly. So guys, if you are bound to a wheelchair, this one would be a great one. And all I got to say is, all joking aside, it actually is just fun to watch these things when they work well. And this one, admittedly, works really well. I want to pick it apart for all the stupid little problems and for, you know, the stupid comments in the manual about 12 people groups and.
But like we said, the price point sets the stage for our expectations.
Yep.
So
Because it's cheap, you
Yeah.
can get away with it. And to be honest with you, it's not only it's cheap, but it just does exactly what you expect it to.
Yeah.
The charging time was my biggest complaint.
But we're just over 9 minutes in now. And we've been flying most of the time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is our first flight, we must have really screwed the pooch.
I'm saying if
we
you're
probably didn't give it
patient-
enough time. Let's see if we can land on the F7F. I don't want to hit.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Listen, ooh,
Like I said.
ooh, that was close. My son built that mount. I should talk to the engineer on that one. But the F7F is considerably heavier. We're gonna land on it. Let's see if we can. You think I can do it?
You're gonna
What? What are you worried about?
everything else.
Everything else?
Yeah.
Guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we're not afraid to risk it for the biscuit. Unless it gets
Should
close to
be.
the micro.
Oh, you're blinking.
Oh, blinking. Okay, so let's show you what happens when it gets dead. I'm gonna just show you. I'll go over the counter here so it's easy to see. As you can see, it's obviously flashing the lights now, so you'll know that it's getting low on voltage, and that'll give you a pretty good amount of warning. There are some helicopters that straight up fall out of the sky. In fact, that gray one got caught in a bush the other day, and it didn't get damaged. There's
There
your
it
low
goes.
voltage cutoff. Okay,
But that's
so
a good amount of time.
that was like over 10 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes.
Almost 10
Yeah.
minutes. Okay, now if we would have been screwing around trying to land on the F7F, bad idea, camera crew. Can't believe you tried to talk me into that. So at the end of the day, guys, the S109H, which I know you guys are all gonna write that model down, what'd be better? Just follow the links in the video description below. If you wanna buy one, check it out. You can help support Brian Phillips RC and all the things we do RC on this channel. And I gotta say, very cool, very well done, very surprised. Okay, are we gonna show the other flight? Or are we just gonna-
Yes, because
We'll show
started
the other
in a
flight and then we'll
random
show the
spot.
Unbox build radio
Yeah.
setup. Thanks, Mini-Me, for being part of the video. Good job, good flying. And thanks, camera crew, for flying. You've flown in 2 consecutive videos. This is getting dangerous.
Yes.
Stay tuned, Unbox next. Thanks for watching, guys. YouTube, we're gonna open this box right now and it's gonna be a fantastic experience.
It is?
Yes. You've already seen it fly and you know what it is, but we don't. Kind of. We did cut this open because we had to check. We had a couple things showed up
Because we didn't know
same
what
day.
it was.
Yes, exactly. It's one of the mysteries of YouTube.
Yep.
How do you fly before you unbox it? Very carefully.
Surprise.
There's lots of repacking.
Oh, okay.
All right, so welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox these planes and helicopters and VTOLs, leaf blowers.
Hopefully
We
that's
show
not
you
a leaf blower.
exactly how they work and then help you guys make up your mind as to whether or not they're worth what the Chinese say they're worth. Sometimes they are. Oh, look at that. It's an S109H.
Yes,
which,
definitely.
And definitely in good shape. Did not get crushed at all. We're gonna find out if this thing survived the long trek from China land. My guess is it probably did just fine, but I have been wrong that one time. So as you can see, this is a 3.5 channel. This is the way we do things now. 2.4 gigahertz control. And this is, of course, modeled after the Apache, which is pretty sweet. We've done some Apaches in the past, which, by the way, have been awesome.
Yep.
So if you're looking for something more sophisticated than this, check out brianphillipsrc.com, and you can follow the links. They're all sorted by type or by brand or affiliate we worked with. You can also head to bprc.me if you don't know how to spell my name. Okay, so
This is a Syma helicopter?
this is?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Or is
I
that
just caught that.
Syma, like it's...
Like the drink. Okay, so there's stuff in here. Looks like these are probably Sterling Kit stickers. Sterling Kit, we work with Sterling Kit. They like to put these stickers on them, and we complained, so we said don't put stickers on our stuff, which is pretty awesome.
They don't.
And they don't, so they stopped doing it. And to be honest with you, we've had really good things to say about working with them. We've worked with a few other affiliates that sell helicopters in this echelon, and they've been good to work with. Cross our fingers. Let's hope
Yeah.
they keep being good to work with.
Work with,
right?
hopefully. Yeah.
That is kind of sweet print. Look at that. It's silver.
Oh, it is. That is kind of cool.
It's kind of nice. I mean, if it weren't crushed, the packaging would be okay. You know, I mean, if it weren't for that small minor
But if
detail.
it survives,
We'll see.
did it survive? Looks like...
Oh, it's damaged.
Oh, it is.
The wing. Well, I'm going to show you how to fix it because here on Brian Phillips RC, we plan for the impossible. That is how to fix things that should not be
That are
broken, that come from China. And listen, sometimes when they're much more expensive, it hurts your soul much more time. Because this is a cheap heli, and that's part of the reason why we do this.
There's no zip tie.
Yeah, oh, and then I think this also bent. So guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we show the entire situation so you can make up your own mind. The wing's broke on both sides.
Oh.
Look at this. So I'm just gonna tell you right now, looks like this heli is fine in terms of the flyable parts, but these peripheral parts are definitely damaged, not cool. So the protocol that would happen if I got this from Sterling Kit would be hit them up, say, hey, what's the situation? Are you gonna replace this? And they would probably say, yeah, we'll just replace it. Okay, congratulations. But in my case, I'm way too impatient.
Yes.
And I want to bend these back just to show you what they could look like. Just imagine that line isn't there, folks. Look at this.
Is it just bending back into place, kind of?
Nah, kind of. I mean, it's got a little bit of a, you know, it's like a,
Well,
needs some assistance to get back up to the correct position. But this is what we call a coaxial helicopter. And yes, it does have a flybar too. So it's a flybarred coaxial helicopter. So old tech, and we do have a battery in there. Looks like there's a power switch somewhere maybe. That is a shaft cover.
oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then there's like a light there. Yeah, it's an LED. So yeah, so there's nice lights that shouldn't be there. But that's okay. We're into all sorts of cool features on Brian Phillips RC. So at the end of the day, we like to show these things in their true colors. Okay, so we have charger underneath. Charger is currently taped to the bottom of the packaging. So we will pass along our assessment to our partners. In this case, our partner would be the Sterling Kit folks. So we have a spare prop for the pusher, which is on the tail. And just remember, when you press that on, it's a press fit. If you have to replace this, make sure it goes on the right way, okay? So in ours, it shows B, and then you want to see the B so you can read it. You can also pay attention to the direction that is. So when this is spinning, it should be spinning like this to lift the tail, okay? And that's how you do forward flight on these coaxial style helicopters. They go up, and the differential in speed from the top to the bottom changes some of the pitch controls, but then it also stabilizes the aircraft. This changes that, okay? So this basically, I don't know if they actually changed the speed from top to bottom.
Is that your half a channel?
Yeah, maybe that's what they mean by half a channel. But anyway, so pretty disappointed that there's a little damage on there, but not the end of the world. For us, we obviously have a handful of more expensive, amazing helicopters to fly, but this is a 1S micro PH charger, by the way. So we can use some of our more sophisticated chargers. They used a twisty tie on this, so I'm still gonna cut it just because I'm too lazy to actually untwist it. Let's let that drop out carefully. This has one of the cheaper version of, oh, they literally put the lid on. If they would have taken half the care to put the helicopter in.
Would they put the transmitter in?
Yeah, then it would have been fine. They did not give you a screwdriver for this, so you are gonna have to provide your own Phillips screwdriver. Now, I assume that's not probably a big issue for the vast majority of us in the hobby, but I do want to say that they definitely cheaped out on this one, because normally they send you like some terrible, crappy Chinese screwdriver, even if you don't need it.
Right.
4 AAAs.
AAAs.
Wow, this one is definitely, well, I'm surprised we need 4.
That's a tiny little transmitter, though.
That is a tiny transmitter, but we have proven that the small transmitters, so just up and down on this stick, it doesn't yaw left and right, so just up and down, and this moves in all directions. And then there's a sort of like a spring-loaded sort of maybe thing. Oh, it's not a momentary push button. It clicks in.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then there are 3 buttons. I don't know what the buttons do. It's probably like launch a rocket, self-destruct, fix the stabilizers.
It's always good when they don't label them.
There is a user manual.
That should be fun.
3 channels, height-hold helicopter. Solid body frame for special crash-resistant tough dash plastic. Stable performance, okay, suitable for flying indoors. Now we're filming this at night because we've learned that sometimes it gets very bright and it can be a little bit hard to see these. You want to show them the instructions there?
Okay, so power switch, up, down, right stick. That's specific, right stick. 4 is this first round button, auto takeoff, auto land.
Okay, so there's a barometer.
Well, it says altitude hold or whatever. And then your other 2 buttons are trimmers.
It has double protection.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean.
What do you need to protect against?
Twice, especially.
I was gonna say, if you need double protection, you might want to just stay away from that one.
These are your trimmers. This is your left trimmer, and this is your right trimmer.
Like, oh, okay, so,
and then that's your takeoff.
So, take off. Do you have to land by just holding down? And
it says auto takeoff, auto land for this button.
So auto takeoff, auto land, and then trim left, trim right. Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
So we have a total of, this is the 0.5 channels.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Okay, here on Brian Phillips RC, we show the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. And part of the reason we do that is because here, when you're buying RC products, it is easy to be taken advantage of, and you will see nothing but the best. Sometimes they will even literally show renderings of the product you're purchasing, and so you're gonna have a hard time knowing if it's gonna show up to your door in the exact assembly configuration.
We need to start charging that thing.
Oh, we have to charge it?
Yes. Well, I'm assuming we have to charge
I'm trying to bend this back, guys. Just so you know, I am feverishly trying to get my wings to not look limp. Oh, there's a power switch right there.
Oh,
Sweet.
I was just looking at the helicopter charging directions.
Oh, no, that one. See, I think I could probably, if I could figure out how to unpop these, there's screws that go through, and somewhere they pass into the wing, and if I could just get them to pop off, I could put hot water to them maybe, and I bet I could get those to flatten out nicely. Because there's gonna be some poor kid that gets this thing.
I know,
and they're gonna save up their allowance for like weeks or months, and they're gonna be heartbroken when they get that. So I think about it like if I was a kid and this is all the more I could afford, would that bother me? And the answer is yeah.
Right.
As a kid, it would.
Yeah.
Now, as an adult that's got, awesome helicopters just sitting right there, ready to go. I literally flew a helicopter like 20 minutes ago before the sun set, and it was awesome. And it happened to be that little Venom down there.
The Gooski.
The Gooski. It was awesome. And by the way, I've been flying it out of the auto leveling.
You have been.
Which is dangerous.
Free.
So we are gonna get some 4 AAAs and come right back. In an effort to keep the quality super high on this build, we are gonna use Harbor Freight AAAs. I wish we were sponsored by Harbor Freight. I would use their batteries everywhere. Wait, we already do.
Because we use 14,000
Because we go through 14 billion batteries. By the way, if you guys don't know how to load the batteries, the flat side is negative and this is the positive side. You can also tell because they're labeled. The positive is gonna go to the hard side and the negative will go to the springy side, okay? In this case, they look a lot alike. If you're not familiar with electronics, don't feel bad. Here on Brian Phillips RC, we show all the steps so that you don't have to be an expert to get started. That's why we like to say we wanna get you out of the chair and into the air. Put that back on, tighten the screw. I do not like non-retention style backs.
Yeah.
So far, this helicopter has about 5 of 6 things I don't like about it. If it flies good, it'll make up for all of them.
And if the price point is in
Low
line
enough,
with that,
then it's okay.
Then it's...
And so you guys got to make up your own minds if you think that's good. This, by the way, it did not come with those batteries, okay?
Right.
You have to provide your own 4 batteries. It does come with an internal battery for the helicopter, and that is charged through this port, okay? So that says CHA. I don't know why it's labeled CHA.
Channel A.
Yeah, channel A.
Maybe that's the half channel.
Oh yeah, it's a charging channel.
I don't know.
So we're gonna undo this. Now, the other thing too is about strange things. It's kind of like stranger danger. You don't know what the polarity of this plug is, okay? So do not automatically assume that it is going to be the same as grabbing this battery and cramming it in the hole. That's a micro pH connector, same connector, okay, that we just used on the Champ that we just flew the other day.
But there's no way to verify the polarity?
There is a way to verify it, but you just got a lead that's so small on, like your digital multimeter, and I'm not gonna dig out wires to do that.
Right.
But I warn you, stranger danger, folks.
Okay.
Remember, don't take candy from strangers, and make sure you tell your parents where you're gonna be. Plug that in. There's a light that's on, okay? So it didn't start flashing. Then I'm gonna take this right next to my broken wing, which that's killing me.
I know it is.
And so you see how there's 2 lines up on top of there?
Yep.
And there's 2 silver contacts? And then on this side, there's one little key. Can you see it?
Yep.
The key goes down, okay? And the 2 lines go up. Yes, you can cram it in, but it's only gonna fit one way. The light goes out whilst charging.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have batteries in this, we can turn this on. Okay, so it's got a flashy light, which is kind of neat. And when you press this, it comes back off. This is a spring retention push button. It's not a momentary push button like that. That's momentary. This is spring retention, so it clicks on, stays on. Okay? And then this stick, like I said, goes up. This one goes left and right. So when you're flying a helicopter, in fact, why don't we just do this? Let's just take an even more awesome helicopter. Oh yeah, look at this thing. This is the one I was flying earlier, okay? So the controls should be the same on these, except this is like a 600.7 channel. That's just a joke, guys. It's actually, I believe this one qualifies as 6 channel. But if I were flying this, okay, when I push up, it's gonna go up. When I push down, it's gonna go down. If auto leveling is on, okay, then this one will, kind of hold its position to a certain extent. If I were to do this, it would roll the helicopter to the left. If I was to do that, it's gonna roll to the right. Okay, so it's gonna impact the positional change that you desire. When I push forward, it's gonna lean forward. So we call this the cyclic, and we call this the collective, because it collectively changes the pitch of the blades. Well, this is not a collective pitch helicopter. It is a fixed pitch helicopter, and it's a coaxial helicopter. So they go contrary to the same direction, so that any torquing that happens will be offset, okay? And so that's how you yaw the helicopter. Well, in this case, I don't even know if you can technically yaw this. This probably just yaws the helicopter, and this doesn't actually move. Right. So my guess is it's going to change the differential So this one's gonna go faster and this one's gonna go slower, and it's gonna change the torque effect, so it's gonna move the tail position. Okay? So you're limited to how fast that can happen, whereas with a helicopter like this spins super fast, and then this counters the torque by pressing against it, or pressing against it depending on the direction of rotation, okay? So then as you change the speed of this motor, it changes the absolute position of the helicopter, okay? So that's the way a collective pitch changes each of these blades so that they probably go up usually. And in real life, that actually changes up, then it goes level, then it goes up, then it goes level or down or whatever. And it changes as it goes around the swash plate. So it's pretty cool to watch a helicopter work, but it happens very fast. And so sometimes it's hard to explain and articulate that to somebody who's trying to learn about helicopters. So back in the day, we used to have this thing called the fly bar, okay? So the fly bar is present because it helps to build up inertia so that you basically have a little kinetic energy that keeps it spinning, okay? Okay. So yeah, and it also helps to create stability because that weight is in front of where the blade is or behind it, depending on how you want to look at it. So as that thing spins, this weight is dampening the change in condition on the blade.
So there's less.
There's less
makes it more
propensity.
stable.
So instead of having this, you'll have this. Okay? Instead of having this, you'll have less of it. Okay? Now, if you look at another helicopter, guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we try to teach you about this stuff because as I learn stuff, I try to pass it along. You go to a more sophisticated, fly barless system, you can see even on some of these small ones, we still have fly barless. Mm-hmm. And we have a dinky helicopter right here. This is far superior, but also significantly more expensive, okay?
But still fixed pitch.
That's right, that's fixed pitch, this is collective pitch. So, well, this one is not fixed pitch.
Yes, that one is.
That's a fixed pitch, but it's this one here, that does all of it. So you can fly this upside down, and yes, it's kind of gross. Sorry, guys. I just cleaned all the blades of all the other helicopters
All the
today.
other ones.
Just not that one.
But then that little MCX Anniversary Edition one is...
Yes, it's also like this.
But it's fly barless.
fly barless. So we'll pause and grab that. So two more small examples. This would be a similar setup, and it's got a fly bar as well, okay? So you can see they spin opposite directions. You can tell by the way that they're laid out. So that one goes this way and that one goes that way. And you can see a little better on this mechanism because there's two gears and two motors that drive. You'd have the same exact setup inside of here. It's just blocked by the Apache body, okay? But the crazy thing is, for not much more money, and also from Sterling Kit, you can literally buy something like this that will give you a similar flight experience, but you get the benefit of a much more robust and cool looking helicopter. That's the crazy thing about these helicopters, is that for a while, this is back probably in the 2000s, the early 2000s, this was about as good as you can get. This is an anniversary edition. So old style, you notice there's no tail. This one you can lean forward and backward because look, it has movement and a swash plate there, okay? So you can actually pitch these. This one doesn't pitch, it just changes the rotational speed of the top and bottom, okay? This one changes the rotational speed of top and bottom and it tips, okay? And then you just increase the throttle together collectively, or collectively reduce the throttle, and it changes your altitude. So there's a lot of different ways you can control these flying contraptions that we like to call helicopters. But it is ironic because airplanes, short of having maybe a pusher prop here and there, or a polar prop, or having a twin versus a single bladed prop, or a quad blade prop, or four blades, planes are so much more simple in terms of the way that they fly compared to helicopters. But it is crazy the amount of moving parts to make a helicopter work.
Yeah.
And that's intrinsically why they're so energy inefficient. So it's really neat. But I love learning about this stuff. Here on Brian Phillips RC, we talk about these things. It could be boring to you. We don't mean to bore you. But if this is your first experience into RC helicopterism, then you need to be here with us because I am not an expert heli pilot. I can fly helicopters. I can fly them outside of auto leveling and different flight controllers, but I'm very bad at it and very prone to disastrous results. So I like to have helicopters that will fly themselves that I can make a vote in. and then I can turn that feature off. Example, this red and white one, also a good product. You can buy that from Sterling Kit too. That one has, that's what we call a GPS heli drone. So that's just what we call them. That's not what they call them. That means that it has GPS, it will take off, it will fly to a position, it will hold that position. And then if you let go of the sticks, you go and take a dump, it'll go fly that thing back to the ground and land.
Don't do that, but
I would not recommend it, but if you gotta go, you gotta go. So anyway, but this gray one won't do that. That one just has a flight controller to help auto level. So it assists you flying, but you have to fly it. Whereas the GPS heli drone does all the work. This one is gonna make you do all the work with the exception of it is inherently stable because all the weight hangs down from the bottom and it's got a flight controller to help. So we're gonna see how easy it is to fly. Same thing with pretty much all these helicopters that you're seeing here. They either are GPS heli drones or they have some sort of flight controller. Some of them will quite literally, like this one, will quite literally flip upside down and fly like it's right side up with a flight controller. It's nuts, okay? We have a few that will actually do that. And it's a cool feature, but it's mostly nonsense, okay?
But to be there from where we were, 10 or 15 years ago.
It is incredible.
Crazy.
It is incredible. And it's not like they're using crappy components.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the lightest duty ones we've seen in a long time. Okay?
It's also one of the cheapest.
It is very cheap. So part of the reason we show you that whole spectrum of offerings is because at the end of the day, we know that it's hard to get online and say, I'm just a regular everyday Joe. I don't know anything about aircraft. I just want to fly that thing around my office. And I don't want to have to worry about hitting a window or banging into a fridge. This thing is so light that you see how these fold out of the way? Well, so do the big ones on most of the helicopters, not these ones. These ones are stuck in there. Yeah. They actually key in and you can take them out, which is pretty sweet. That's a 4-bladed helicopter, that yellow one. But these ones also fling out of the way. Well, the thing is, I still don't want to hit the drywall with it. You could probably hit the drywall with this and barely damage it. You might make a dent on it, like that one up there. Do you see it?
Well, it's hard to see right now with the lighting.
It is kind of hard to see. But like this is so light that you could practically run into your, dare I say, face. I still wouldn't recommend running into your face.
Right. The boys fly those inside all the time.
All the time.
And I don't even worry about it.
You don't even worry. I don't worry about them hitting planes, which is crazy, okay? No. So at the end of the day, is this the one for you? I don't know. Syma makes a pretty mean helicopter. They were one of the pioneers. And so I'm sure they love to see all of the Chinese competitors stealing their technology. But at the end of the day, this is what happens. So hopefully we're gonna pause, let this thing charge up a little bit and get things put up and we'll see what we get in 4 or 5 more minutes. I realized I never said what this was. This is called the K170 is what they call it. It says it up at the top there. Mm-hmm. This is of course modeled after a Black Hawk. And we've got a few over there that are Seahawks. So the Seahawks would be more like the Coast Guard one. And then there's a Seahawk over on the other side there, hun. That's gray,
oh, there it is.
Red tail.
Yeah.
So guys, when you're looking at different helicopters and equipment like this, it can be challenging just to remember what all the names are.
That one that you just had in your hand is an XK.
It's an XK
product.
Model.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, don't get held up on brands in China, okay? I'm gonna tell you this from personal experience over doing this for 10 years. We've been doing this. We have partnerships with different brands that we care about and we want them to succeed because they take care of the customer. And why do we know that they take care of the customer? Because we don't hear about complaints constantly. We have worked with other bigger, pretty competitive brands that don't take care of people. And they burn people. And they burned us. I mean, they burned us. They like said they'd ship stuff and then like 9 months later, we're still waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then we hear about it from our customers and we're like, this is ridiculous. And these are people that paid good money for expensive stuff. So at the end of the day, we just, pretty much if there's not a good explanation, see ya. So Sterling Kit, we haven't heard a lot of bad things about, which is great. If you've had a great experience, let us know. Because at the end of the day, it's not always about like, hey, did I crash it? But sometimes it's about, can we trust the company?
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna try to be mediators for you guys and bring truth and good advice, as well as also show you a plethora of different choices here on Brian Phillips RC. And part of the reason that we can bring a little bit of weight to what we say, it's not necessarily that my opinion matters more than yours. It certainly doesn't. But we've done it. So because we've done it, we can say, yeah, it's maybe not so good. So we rarely have planes and helicopters that we can't put into a box of price point, okay? Because if it's more expensive, it's gonna be better and our expectations are gonna go up exponentially.
Right.
But there are times that we have products that are just like, this is a mismatch. It's way too expensive for what you get, or it just doesn't do what they say it should do. We had one of those the other day.
We did.
It's very unusual, and we do not like to have those because it does not benefit what we do very well. So, which at the end of the day, what we do is we bring you guys the truth, and then we ask you to buy stuff if you like it. And if you don't like it, maybe avoid that one and find something you do like. That's why we have bprc.me, so you don't have to search the World Wide Web, which is like the Wild Wild West. That's what they should call it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there are a million Chinese products. And if you start looking, you will get into the weeds. You will find a helicopter that should be $700 for $15, and you'll be like, seems too good to be true. Let me guess, it is.
Yeah. And if you have an 8 or 9-year-old kid and they're like, I want an Apache, and you're just a parent that doesn't know, you don't know the difference between this and the one that you showed in the office. We don't have a big Apache out here.
And by the way, you can actually get an Apache that's set up just like this Gooski, and it's a GPS heli drone. And then we've done one that's also not a GPS drone. In fact, we flew them, me and my son, together.
Those are Yuzheng ones.
Yuzheng
if you're looking,
offerings.
if you're trying to
And
find
so
them.
we have those as well, and we have links to those as well. For whatever reason, the camera crew has decided to put those in our shipping container, so we are going to get those back out.
We are.
Yes, because they're awesome. But
There's only so much room on my dining room table.
When you grow up and you're obsessive with aircraft, and you go in almost a literal lifetime without having satisfaction to your desires for some of these things, and then all of a sudden, magically, you have hundreds of them, yes, they go on your table.
You're old, but you're not that old.
Okay.
Literal lifetimes.
Literal.
Crimea River.
Okay, so as you can see, there still is not a light on this charger, so I have no way of telling how much voltage is on it.
Well,
they're probably saying it's going to take like 6 to 7 hours.
Well, though it says 60 minutes. Unplug, connect the charging cable, and the light will go off. Charging time is about 60 minutes. Unplug when the light turns on. So the light will come back on when it's charged.
Oh, and by the way, I was just going to say, if you do have a small pack like this, some of them have leads that are long and skinny, and you may actually be able to plug that in and, like zip tie it on there. You can also undo this screw and take out the battery. It looks like it's got a 150 milliamp hour battery,
cow.
so it's quite small.
Tiny.
And it's a 1S, but that would be the same size as this. The only difference is this has a lot of plastic end piece, and that adds a lot of weight, okay? So if you were to open that up, it'd be like what I consider to be a naked cell. It's just got leads coming off of it.
Yeah.
And the small leads like that would definitely be lighter, but it is at least serviceable to a certain extent. You'd have to solder and desolder on a live battery if you have to replace the battery. So just keep that in mind. Again, some of these helis tend to be on the throwaway side, okay? Meaning they're gonna go through a few crash cycles and then they're done, okay? You'll notice it didn't come with spare props, but it came with one of these, okay? Because these can pop off, it's just a pressure fit, okay? Hopefully we answered all your questions about this heli. Obviously we fly them in our Unbox build radio setup for helicopters. So you guys will lead off by seeing a takeoff. Is that correct? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah,
we'll put that at the
off
beginning. So you guys will have already seen the flight. You already know what to expect and whether or not you're interested in seeing the rest of this stuff. But at the end of the day, we do want to give you factual information that's not just opinions, but also, some information to help you make a good decision. So we hope we answered those questions. If you need more questions answered, leave in the comments below. We'll try our best. But I'm gonna just be frank with you. A lot of times on these Chinese ones, there isn't answers to a lot of our questions.
No.
I was thinking of a phrase that I can't say here. But basically you find out. That's what you do. You buy it to find what's in it.
Yeah.
Or you watch Brian Phillips RC, and then we will destroy it for you. And you can enjoy the process. But thanks for watching, guys. Oh, if you want other ways to support us other than just buying this from the links in the video description below, that's how you support us financially, because we make small commissions. And by the way, these things are really cheap, so it doesn't earn us a couple of pennies. But at the end of the day, the pennies add up. If it's a popular product, it can make a difference, okay? But at the end of the day, really all we wanna do is we wanna bring you guys truth in RC so you can make good decisions with your RC budgets. And also we wanna bring quality reviews that are gonna show. And I'm not a heli expert, so I can't fly anything ever. I can sort of get them in the air, but I am not gonna be like one of these freak show pilots that can take off and fly upside down in my living room. I hope to be one someday.
It's because you don't have a mullet.
If I did, that would help.
No, that would not help. It might help that, but it wouldn't help other things
Was that
in
a
your
dig
life.
on our friend?
We love Rick.
Rick, yes, that's
He's
right.
not watching 23 minutes into this
If he's
video.
watching 23 minutes into this video, Rick, seriously, go fill a fire extinguisher. So anyway, enough inside jokes on Brian Phillips RC. If you don't know who that is, Rick Hayes, he was one of the probably first and foremost helicopter pilots in the helicopter industry. And he used to do reviews for a bunch of different brands. He used to fly for Blade and for Horizon. And anyway, so we met him, well, in a couple of different places, but Joe Knoll.
Yeah, Joe Knoll.
So it's really cool. We go to Joe Knoll. There's like 10,000 crazy people that are even crazier than me that are like living at this place, this 400-acre facility with a 10,000-foot runway, full-scale strip. And there's like flight lines galore. There's jets and turbines flying all over the place that cost more than my family car by a factor of 2 or 3. Crazy stuff. And it's all going in the same place for like 10 days straight for like probably 20 hours a day. It is nuts. So anyway, we've met a lot of really cool people, and he was one of the people we met. So I think he currently works for Buddy RC. So anyway, just a little backdrop. We love doing this stuff. You can help us by buying from the links in the video description below. That's how you do it. That also supports the partners that send us the stuff for review. And then at the end of the day, if you find out that this thing maybe isn't a good fit for you, and you want to get something that isn't going to be crushed when it opens out of the box, that's totally cool too. We get it and don't blame you. We have links to all sorts of other products, but namely, it's going to bring you to the video so you can make a decision based on what that video gleans you, okay? So that's brianphillipsrc.com. Now, you can also search YouTube through the playlist. It's just that we have thousands of videos, so it is hard, admittedly, to find exactly what you're looking for. For whatever reason, you can search Google and you will probably find it. But if you search the playlist in YouTube, you won't. And that's why we have bprc.me or brianphillipsrc.com. Same place, just different links, okay? Check it out. Oh, other ways to support us, Patreon for monthly support. Thanks for being monthly supporters. We appreciate you guys being there for us every month. And YouTube members, also monthly supporters. YouTube super thanks for one-time donations, and PayPal for one-time donations if you don't want to be included on lists and things like that. That's one way you can do that to get away from that. And then we have a P.O. box. If you need to send something, just hit us up on an email ahead of time so we know to expect it, because we don't check that P.O. box very often. All right, Syma, Apache, coaxial helicopter. You've seen it 475th on Brian Phillips RC. Thanks for watching. Come back for more.